Guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video, we are going to build this autumn fitness center website using the Elementor version 4 and the Wordpress. So you can see we are on the hero section of this website. So you can see here we have the fit class logo. Here we have the homepage. These type of drop downs are also there. Okay, we will put the drop down also. Here we have the join membership button. Here we have this type of simple hero section. Okay, welcome to fit class, energize your life with and discover more. Here we have this type of images. So this video is all of for the guys who want to learn the new version of the Elementor version 4 atomic elements. Okay, so I'm gonna make this video as the beginner friendly to learn all the basics of the Elementor version 4. Okay, then you can see, let's go below. Here we have this type of graphics also. We will try to put this type of graphic using the Elementor version 4 also. Okay, then you can see we have the who we are section, the best gym and fitness center. Okay, then we have here we have discovered more and these things. Okay, let's go below. Here we have our value section where you can see fuel your ambition with fitness. Okay, here we have our vision, our mission, motto, target. Okay, all these sections are there. Okay, let's go below. Here we have our class section. Here we have 25 years of experience, elevator performance with expert code, discover more. Okay, then we have our classes, get training under best trainers. Here we have learn more button. Okay, here we have this type of layout. Okay, let's go below. Okay, we will try to make this whole website using the Elementor version 4. Okay, then you can see here we have the children class, beginner class, grown class, senior class. Okay, all these sections are there, or we have this type of layout. Okay, then we have by chooser section. Okay, work out on your team or on your terms. Okay, we have this type of layout. Class benefits is also there. Okay, then we have the client feedback testimonial section. Here you can see this is a slider. You can also slide it like this. Okay, then we have the CTA section. Here we have this image. Then we have discover more. Okay, here you can see we have the client section. Here we have all of these logos, like these logos are there. Okay, we will make this whole section, and at last we have this type of beautiful photo. Okay, so we will make this website using the Elementor version 4 and the version 3. So we're gonna use both best of the both worlds. Okay, let me show you that this website is fully responsive for the smaller screen also. So let's go to the smaller screens. Okay, let's go to this mobile simulator, and we're gonna open this in iPhone 14 Max. Okay, let's go. Okay, you can see this website is fully responsive. Here we have this type of header also. Okay, then we have this type of discover more button. Here we have this type of things. Okay, here we have this type of sections. Okay, you can see this website is fully responsive for the smaller screens also. Okay, we have this type of animations, also these things. Okay, so I will give you all of these images in the video description for free, so you can follow along with me. Also, also you can buy this kit at very affordable rates. Full website kit is also there. Also, if you want to buy the latest version of the Elementor, all the links are in the video description. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start the video, and we're gonna make this whole website step by step from start. Okay, so for making this website, I have installed a fresh WordPress installation. Okay, here we have these plugins, Elementor and its pro version. If you want the later version, you can buy it from the link in the video description. Here we have this type of things. Okay, in the pages right now we don't have any playlists, so let's go to the themes, and I'm going to show you this theme we are using. So we are using the Hello Elementor theme. This is the official Elementor theme. Okay, now let's go to this settings option, and we have to, okay, so first let's add a new page. So that page we will use to make this website. Okay, here you can see we have some default pages which come by installing and WordPress. So let's click on this move to trash. Okay, then they will move to trash. Okay, now let's add a new page here. Okay, let's add the new page. Okay, here you can see all of these sections are there. Okay, in this we're gonna use the Elementor version 4. Okay, let's go to the home. Okay, then we have the default template, and here we can choose the Elementor full width. Okay, let's publish. Okay, let's get back. Okay, now let's go to the settings, go to the reading option. Okay, right. Okay, go to the reading option, and here you can choose the static page and choose the home page. Okay, here you can also choose the expert and save the changes. Okay, now all these things are done. Now what we have to do, so you can go click here, you can go to the visit site. Okay, now let's upload all of the media. So let's go to media library, and I will give you all of these images in the video description for free, so you can follow along with me step by step. Okay, so I'm gonna making this website from here. Okay, so let's open this. I think media is opened here. Now let's click on the add media file, and we can upload some files here. Okay, so here we have all of these images. So I will give you all of these images in the video description for free, so you can follow along with me step by step. Okay guys, so you can see also I have a new YouTube channel where I make vlogs on my life, gym, and how I record videos and all. So I will put the link in the video description also, so you can subscribe to that channel also to see the stuff about debug entity and about my life and how I record videos and all. Okay, so you can see all of these images are uploaded in the video description in the backend. So now we have to just go to this here and we can refresh this. Okay, now let's go to this edit page and we can click on this, open a new tab. Okay, then we can click on this add with Elementor. Now you can see we have this. So now we have to copy some color codes from here in the Elementor version 4, and we're gonna use the Elementor version 4 to make this awesome website. And also I am making this website live. Okay, so we're gonna skip some sections also. So if you want, let me only add the main sections here. Okay, and the rest section I will give you, and you can also add that section. Else I will try to make all of these sections also. Okay, let's see. And now let's go here. Okay, now you can see we have this here. We can also make this here. Okay, now we can just put it here. Got it. Okay, now you can see we are ready to, first we have to go to the design system. Okay, then we have the design system here. Okay, so first I am going to copy the color code. So let me copy the color code here. Okay, this is the color code. Okay, so here we're gonna choose the color, and here we can add the theme one. Okay, let's try to add the theme one because okay, so this is the theme one. Let's pick the another color and let's go below. Okay, now we have to pick this yellow color, so let me try to pick this color also. Okay, I have this yellow color. Okay, so this color is there. Okay, we can also add this as a color, and this is the theme too. Okay, so we are using the latest version of the Elementor, guys. Here you can see we are using the Elementor version 4. Okay, let's save the changes so we don't do any changes here. Okay, let's try to pick another color. Another color is that okay, so we don't have, okay, so we have already picked this color. Okay, so I think we have this gray background here, so now let's pick it also. So let me go here and pick this color. Okay, here we can add this as a color, and this is gray. Okay, also you can just add the gray. So when I don't know the color name, I just use the theme 1 and theme 2. Okay, let's have the changes here. Okay, now we have to pick the black color, so let me try to pick this color only. Okay, 3D 3D 3D. So this is the black color which we will use in all our headings and all. Okay, let me make this like this. Okay, let's save the changes. So you can see these colors are saved. Now we can just add the fonts. Okay, right. So I think fonts we can use the default one because they are looking similar to Roboto. Okay, let's don't add the fonts for this. Okay, now we can just close this from here. Okay, now let's refresh this one so we can have the layout. Okay, so this is done. Also, let's add the color in this site settings also because we are using the Elementor version 4 and the version 3. So we're gonna use the best of the both world. So let's add this color here also, like theme 1. Okay, we have to copy this color from here. Let's go to this section. Okay, this section, and we can copy the colors directly from here. Okay, let's first copy this let's first copy this. Okay, so this is theme 1. Okay, then we can copy the another color. Okay, so this is the golden color. Okay, this is the golden color, and we can write this. Okay, let's pick some another color, like here we have the black color. So here we have the 3D and 3D. Okay, I'm just adding these colors here also. Okay, let's save this. Okay, so we need only these much colors. Okay, because some section of the Elementor version 3 don't support the new these things. Okay, that's why we are using this. Okay, now we can go to the hero section and we will try to make this using Elementor version 4. So now you can see first we're gonna build the homepage, and after that we're gonna build the header and footer. So let me remove the URL, guys. So I'm gonna making this website live. Okay, so you can see here, you can see now what we have to do. We have to just add a new container, write this flex box. Okay, and here we can rename it like hero, right? And after that, you can see we have this background, right? So first let's go to the spacing, and we can remove all of these paddings and all. Okay, we're gonna put the spacing at the top like 80 pixel, and we can also put that spacing below at the 80 pixel. Okay, now we can just put the padding from the right and left, that is 80 also. Okay, and here also we can put the 80. Okay, let's me try to add this as a 40, and this is also 40. Okay, you can see here we have this size. So for the width we're gonna use the 100%. Okay, width will be 100%, and now we can go to this background, right? And in the background we can try to, okay, here you can see, okay, here you can see we have these things option. So let's try to use these things only, and we have this, we have to use this in the background, right? And here we can use the full, and this would be center, and here we have this repeat, no repeat, cover. Okay, so you can see we can add these things also using the Elementor version 4. Okay, now you can see we can add these things. Okay, then inside this we're gonna put this as left. Okay, we can go to this size spacing, and we can remove all of these paddings. Then we can duplicate this, and here we can write this. Okay, so we can click on this, go to layout, and here we can make this space between center. Okay, like this, and we can also put some gap here like 30 pixel. Okay, now we have to make this button. So this button is only unique, so we can use the Elementor version 3 here. Okay, so the things, okay, we can also use the Elementor version 4. Let's try to build everything from Elementor version 4. Okay, let's add this, and here you can see we have this welcome to fit class. Okay, you can just change your name whatever you want to add. Okay, now go to style. Here you can see we have the typography option, and typography we gonna use the default one. Font weight is also 400. Okay, and this would be like a 15, and this is a welcome to fit class. So let's try to, okay, like this, and now you can see we have this background color. Okay, so for the background color we don't have any color, so let's make this transparent, right? And for the text color we're gonna make this white. Okay, this will be 300, and this will be 400. Okay, now you can see we have this border, and the border width would be, we can also increase the width from here. Okay, border color would be like this from here, theme 2. Okay, border type would be solid, and border radius would be like 10. Okay, then we have this spacing here, and the padding would be like okay, padding we can select this, and the padding would be like we can increase this 1 by 1. Okay, and the border would be here like 0. Okay, let's put the border of 2. Okay, we can also go to this size, and okay, let's go to this padding, and for the padding also we're gonna put the right and left padding 10, and this also to the 10, right? And let's make this 5, and this is also 5. Okay, let's go to the typography, and here we can also decrease this. Okay, so this is a little bit bigger, so let's make this bigger. Okay, this is looking good. You can also preview this from here. Okay, this is looking great. Now let's publish. Okay, now let's publish this. Also you can see if I go this, and we can view this page, you can also preview this page here. So you can see the left and right padding is very much smaller, so we can increase that. Go to hero, and here let's minimize a little bit. Okay, now you can go to the size. Okay, not the size, we can close this. Okay, layout also close it. Spacing, and here we can add like 80. Okay, here also we can write 80. Okay, it is looking great. Okay, now you can see we have to add this heading. So we're gonna use this heading also from the Elementor version 4. Okay, here you can see, click on the left, go to layout, and here we can make this like this. Okay, and here also we can just okay, now go to style, typography. Here we can make this a white color. Okay, font weight would be 500, and this would be 40. Okay, here also we can make this 65, and show more. Here you can see the line height would be in the EM value, and this would be 1.2. Okay, so this is looking great, and we can also increase this like 1.1. Okay, then after that we can just click on this and we can increase this. Okay, now we can just add a para below this. Okay, this para would be like this. Okay, and this is the typography. Here we can just increase the size of this. Okay, font weight will be 400, and font size would be 20. Okay, click on this left layout, and here we can just put the like this here 30. Okay, like this. Let's save the changes so we don't do any changes here. Okay, now you can see here the discover more button, so we can just click on this button here. Okay, and we can name this button like discover more, and here you can see we have this color, right? And on hover we have okay, so this color we will make this like Elementor version 4 ready. So here we can just add a class name, like let's add the class name like btn1. Okay, now we can just go to the this, and here you can use this color like theme1. Okay, and typography also we can go to this. Okay, right, so for the color we can use this white. Okay, and what we can do, we can just add the font weight as 500 and font family as 15. Okay, and border radius and hover will be also there. So let's go to the border, and here we can add the border radius as 10. Okay, and on hover, let's go to this hover value. Okay, let's do the hover from here, and on hover what we can do, we can just go to this border. We have this like okay, background is also there. So for the background on hover we can just use this from here. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is looking great. So this is the hover one class is also there. Okay, now we can just add this image. Okay, so we have this image also, so let's try to add that image. So for the image I'm going to use the Elementor version 3 because that have so many options as compared to version 4. Okay, now let's add this. Okay, now from the bottom we don't want this padding, right? So we can just click on this, and we can click on this. We can also go to this spacing, and from the bottom we can remove this. Okay, now go to the left side, and in the left panel we can just go to this spacing, and from the bottom we can add this to 80. Okay, this is added everywhere. We can just make this, and we can add this 80. Okay, so this is looking great. I hope this is looking great. So now what we can do, we can just go here and we can just refresh this. Okay, so you can see how beautiful our hero section is looking great. Okay, so we have successfully built our hero section. Let's try to have little space here. Okay, let's try to have little space like 40. Let's keep 40. Okay, let's preview this once. So let me go to this, and here we can preview this. Okay, so this is looking great, and we can also put some gap between this. Let's see if we have this option in the Elementor version 4 or not. So here you can see we have the background, right? And here you can see we can make this like okay, here we don't want to add this. Okay, so in the version 4 we don't have this option to add, so let's move ahead. Now you can see we want to add this Hover section. Let's build this Hover section using the Elementor version 4 now. Okay, now let's make this section. So for that section we are gonna again use the Elementor version 4. So this time we have used this. So this is the Hover section. Okay, then we can go to the layout again. Okay, right, let's make everything in the center. Okay, and here also we can put the gap of like 40. Okay, 30. Okay, now go to the spacing, right? And in the spacing we can add like 80 pixel from everywhere. Let's give 80 pixel from everywhere, right? And for the size, what we can do, we can just go here, and here we can put this as 100% max width, right? Okay, so this is looking great. Now we can just okay, let's add these images. So let's first add the image. So for the image I'm going to use the Elementor version 4 images only. Okay, version 3. Okay, here we can just have this doing yoga or something. So where is the image? Okay, this is the image. Okay, then we have this image. So this image is there. Okay, this image is little bit longer. So first you have to click on this. Okay, then go to this custom value, and here we can use that 500 by 600. Okay, let's apply. So it will be like this, you can see. Okay, so here we can just make this 550. So you can just play around with the designs. So you can see this is looking great now. Okay, now you can see we have to put this second image. So we can just duplicate this, and we can just go here and we can find this image. Okay, but there is a catch. We want to make this as a full, I think. Okay, so this is also not full. Okay, so we can use this. Let's go to custom value, and here also we can make this like a 600 by 400. Okay, let's see. Okay, now let's go to this here, and here we can just put this like this. Okay, now we can just click on this image, right? Go to advanced, and here we will find this option custom. We can just minimize the size of this like this, and here also we can use the em value, and we can also make this to the top. Okay, then from the right side we can we can just make this flex box layout, and here we can just make this like this. So here you can see this will come here. Also we can just go to this, and we can have this spacing like 0 pixel. Okay, and okay, this is looking great. We can click on this style, and we can have this max width like this. Okay, so this is looking great. Now you can see we have to make these things. So we can just use this like images, and this is like content. Okay, and here also we have this spacing, and we can make this 0 pixel. Okay, now we can have this like heading here. So you can see here we have the who we are heading. So now let's try to add these headings also. Okay, let's try to add this, and here we can write who we are. Okay, and there the typography will be also like okay, here we can have this. So we can have this like we can make this text transform uppercase. Okay, so here you can see we have these things, they are visually coming. Okay, now you can see font size would be like 15 pixel. Okay, and the color we can pick it from this variable theme 2, right? And we can make this little bit bold, 600. Okay, 700. So let's try to make this 600 only, and here we can just make this. Okay, now we can just add a heading here again. So let's try to add this heading. Okay, we can go to this layout and we can just like this. Okay, here for the gaps also we can make this like 2, and here we can just have this container. Click on this title like this. Okay, and we can just go to the typography. Here we can increase the 45. Line height will be like EM and 1.1. Okay, now you can see we have to add this. I think we can go to this and we can add this below. Okay, and we can just copy this. Okay, now you can see we have to make this type of grid. So for that we're gonna use the grid also we have this here. Okay, let's see the grid is working or not for this. Okay, now you can see here only we can go to this. Okay, if I go under this, I think I have this empty one. So let's go to the styles, go to this spacing, and we can make this 0, right? Now we can just see how we have this like here. So we can just add a flexbox here. Okay, so this is the box. Go to spacing, and here also we can make everything 0. Okay, now we can just go to this section. Okay, we have this box. Okay, so you can see, okay, here we have the grid value, right? And we have this grid. So this here we have 1 2 3 4. So here you can see, click on the grid. Okay, you can choose the flex and from these things also, inner line, in line block. Okay, here you can see we have the grow shrink, show grid outline. So here you can see for the columns you only want the 2, and this will be 2, and like this. Okay, now you can see we have to add these headings. Okay, so let's make this heading also, convert to global class, and this is the main heading. Okay, we have put this now, and for this also we can add like convert to global class. Okay, so there is still bugs in the Elementor version. So you can see I'm not able to make this global class. So these are the small bugs which Elementor should try to fix this. Okay, now you can see we have this divider. We have the divider also below this. So let's try to add this divider. Okay, and here also we can just make this, and we can make this like this here. Okay, now you can see we have this like you can just add a heading also. Okay, and here also we can just choose the typography, and this would be like 18. Okay, and we can also copy this. Okay, we can copy this much only. Okay, so we are adding this, but these are not adding in this box. So we want this inside this box. Okay, we want this divider also. Then click on this box. Then we can just go to the styles layout, and here we can make this this left line. Okay, and also we can have this gap of like 10. Okay, and we can copy this. Okay, now you can see what we can do. We can just go to this box, right? And here we can just duplicate this. duplicate this, and we can duplicate this also. Okay, you can see this is looking great. Now we can add this button. So for the button we have already added that class, right? So we can just okay, let's try to add that here, like we can add the button here. Okay, we can just make this button outside this grid, okay, below that grid. Okay, and here we can just add the button class. So you can see this will automatically convert to this. Okay, now we can have this content here also, and here we can write reach or something like that. Okay, you can see both is looking great. Here also we can put them gaps, so go to the styles, and here we can go to the spacing, and this would be 30. Okay, so then OBR section we have here, we can add the 60. Okay, so you can see we have successfully built the OBR section also. You have to just update this content, okay, one by one. So this section is also done. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this our value section. So now you can see that we have this section ready, but you can see that here we have so many spaces here. But if we check this, I think here we don't have any spaces. Okay, this is perfectly coming here. So what we can do, we can just go here and we can just go to this image size content here, and here what we can do, here we can make this like let's try to make 700 by 600, and let's apply. So it will give us the image like this. Okay, and also we have to click on this like OBR, and we can make this space between, and the images are here, so we can make this like this. Okay, now let's check. Okay, now you can see this is looking great. Okay, end to end, just we have to keep this image, and we have to make this like okay, let's click on this image. Okay, no, this is not going there, so we can just add like okay, like this, and we can also place the border radius to this first image. So let's click on this, go to styles, and here also we can add the border radius of 10. Okay, so then it will look good. Okay, now you can see this section is also done. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this value section. Okay, let's build this. So let's try, let's refresh this one more time here, so we see the changes. Okay, so you can see now this is looking great. Okay, now let's make this section. This is our value section. We can just add a new container. Okay, we can name this here values. Okay, let's go to this layout. Okay, in the layout we want to make this in the center like this. Okay, and here we have the spacing. So for the spacing we're gonna add this at 80 pixel, and for the size we're gonna keep the 100% width. Okay, now you can see we have this background image, so we can just click on these values, go to this background. Okay, and here we can just add the plus icon, and here we can choose the image. So the image is this. Okay, insert. We can make this like full, and the position would be center and center, and this would be cover. Okay, we can make this center, top center also. Okay, let's play the center. Okay, I think you can see there is so many gaps, so let's first let's add the heading here. Okay, what we can do, we can just copy this from here. Okay, copy this, and we can place this here. Okay, go to styles, typography, and here we can just make this like okay, make this like white color. Okay, this is our value, so we can just rename this here, and we can write our value. Okay, and I think we have this white heading, right? So we can just copy this here, and we can just paste it here. And for the typography we can have this like a white color. Okay, and here also we can just go to the general tab and we can add the content here. Okay, now you can see we have to add layout, and here we can just add like 30, or we can add this 20. Okay, 20 is good. Okay, now you can see we have to add the lorem ipsum. So for adding the lorem ipsum, we can just again copy this from here. Okay, copy this and paste it here. Then go to style, typography, and here also you can make this white color like this. Okay, we can also go to this size, and here we can just go to this, and here if you want to change the size, you can just place it like 60%. Okay, we can also place it as a 60 pixel, not so we have to place the 60%. And for the typography we can add this in the center like this. Okay, so this is looking great. And if you want, you can also go to the values, right? Go to the spacing, and here you can just okay, this is 80 pixel. Okay, 80 pixel like this. So this is looking great. Now you can see we have to make these cards. Okay, so how are we going to build these cards? So for building these cards, what we can do, we can just add a new container. We can just add a new container like, let's choose the grid. Okay, so this is the grid, so we're going to choose the Elementor version 4 grids. Okay, now we can go to this layout, and here we can choose like 4 by 1, so 4 columns and 1 row, right? And we can also go to this spacing, and we can make this like 0. Okay, now we can add this flex box. Okay, layout, and here also we can place this, and now we can go to this background. In the background we can choose this like theme 2. Okay, and the size would be here, size is great. And for this let's go to this, we have to put some padding. Okay, right, so padding is there, so let's put the padding of 20. 10 is already there, but okay, also you have the border, so let me increase the brightness little bit. Okay, now you can see we have to add some border radius also. So for adding the border radius, we have to go to the border section. Okay, and here we can add the border radius of 20. Okay, this is the border width. Border radius is this, so 10 border radius. Okay, now we can add this logo. So you can just choose the icon. Okay, so you can see when I search for the icon, we don't have any icon in the Elementor version 4, so we can use the Elementor version 3 widget here. Now we can just choose the eye from here. Okay, for the vision we can use this icon. So you can use whatever icon you want to put here according to your content. So so I'm just putting this according to the website content. Let's place this 35 pixel. Okay, now you can see we can add this heading here. Okay, what we can do, we can just use the structure here to place this below. Okay, now we can just add this our vision. Okay, go to typography, and here we can just make the font size to 18, 20. Okay, I think we would make the font size to 22 or 25. 25 is little bit smaller. Okay, 25 is good, and we can also make this like 400. This is white. Okay, this is the box, and now we can just make this 10. Okay, here also we can make this like 8. Okay, now you can see this color is a little bit different, I think. So we can just pick this color, and we can just copy this. Now let's publish this once. Go to this, and here also we can just change this color. Okay, let's save the changes. Okay, let me do like this. Okay, now you can see here we can just duplicate this. Okay, we can just click on this grid. Okay, then we can go to this here, and here we can just add like 30. Okay, and now you can see we have this different color for this section, so we can just click on this, and here we can just change the color of this to this. For this also we can also copy this by clicking on this, and we can paste the styles. Okay, you have to just replace all of this content like textual contents and change the content here like this. You can just use this like this. Okay, you can just update all the contents. Okay, here let me add this I content also. Okay, you can just update all of this content, right? Now you can see we have to place this below. So how we can do that? We can click on this grid. Okay, go to this like here you can see we have the bottom value. We can choose the EM, and now we can just place it like EM value negative. Okay, so this is looking great. Okay, so I like this much. Okay, and also you can see here here let's put some more padding and all. So from the top we can put 120, and from okay, so let me make this 80 only, and only from the top 120, and from the bottom also we can put this 120. Okay, go to grid, and now we can just make this here like this. Okay, and also for the values this we can let's try to add the background overlay, and here you can see we have the background BG, and we can just make this black. Okay, let's try to add this like color. Okay, and here also we can just increase the color, you can see we can just make the opacity like this. Okay, now you can see this is looking great. Background and the clipping option is there. Okay, so we can just paste this. I think the clipping option is that full element. Let's try to full element. Okay, we are not gonna use this, so let's save the changes, and we have successfully built this also. I think let's try to refresh it here, and after refreshing, if I go below, you can see that this is looking great, but there is one more issue that this is too big, right? And so let's try to add some height to this also. We can just go to this like let's do one thing. Let's go to this thing, and here we can just make the 80, and this is also 80, right? And what we can do, we can just go to this size, and for the height we're gonna use the 600. Okay, go to grid, and here we can just add the negative value, and we can just choose the value. Okay, let's do one thing. We have to add a flex box here, right? Let's add the flex box and go to spacing, and we can just remove all of these padding, right? And now we can just place this inside this. So let me show you why I am doing this. Okay, we can make this top, and this go to the layout, so it like this. Okay, and this para also inside this. Now what we can do, you can see the top, and this would be have 20. Okay, now we can see we have the two things, right? So click on the values, go to layout, and here we can have the space between like this. Okay, now grid, and let's put some plus value here like this. Okay, and spacing is too much, so what we can do, we can just go here, go to this and here we can add the 500. Okay, like this. So this is looking great. Now let's publish. Okay, so we have to put the height there, and we can add the container. Okay, now you can see this is looking great. Okay, now this is looking great, and also let's put some negative value margin to this section, so it don't mess with the below one. So we can just go to the size, the spacing, and in the bottom we can add like 100. Okay, now you can see we have the 100 padding below. Okay, we can also make this smaller, like size. This is 40. Okay, now if I go and refresh, you can see. Also you can see this is less, I think it's taking the space. Okay, so now you can see this is looking great. Let me refresh this once. Okay, so this is looking great now. You have to just replace all of this content, and this section is already done. Okay, now we have to move to the next section where we're gonna build this our classes section. Okay, now let's build this our classes. So I'm gonna build this. For making this, we have to again add a new container. This one. Okay, here we can add like classes. Okay, go to the layout spacing, and here we can put like 80. Okay, and and here also we can just click on this, and here we can write like 140. Okay, here we can add the text, and this would be like image. Spacing, and this would be 0, and this would be image 0. Okay, and here also we can have the gap of 40. Okay, now we can do what we can do. We can just copy this from here. Okay, you can just copy things. Okay, this is the power of the Elementor, that you can copy and paste any section from anywhere. So we can just go here and we can paste this. Okay, now we can just copy this. Okay, and this is like our classes. Okay, so here we can just make this. Okay, so this is not working. I think we can remove this. Let's remove this also. Now let me copy this again. Okay, and here we can write our classes. Okay, now we can just go below, and here also we can put this. Okay, in the text we can just go to the layout, and here we can just make this. Okay, and here also we can add this 20. Okay, so now we can just copy the elevate your performance and those things. Okay, now we have to copy the Lawrence. So you can see in the while you make the Elementor website, you can just copy and paste every section from anywhere. Okay, like this. Okay, now we have to make the button. So for the button also we can just copy this button. Okay, and we can also click on this and write discover more. Okay, and now we have this image, right? So for the image we click on this, and we have to use this image. Then go to this like with background, and here we can use this upload image, and we can use this image. Okay, full, and this would be position center, and this would be cover. Okay, size here we have the height like 600, 400, 500. Okay, then we can just go to this like border, and here we can have the border radius of 10. Okay, now you can see we have to add the 25 years of experience. So for that, what we can do, we can just add a new flexbox here. Okay, now we can just um, go to this. Okay, we don't need the layout. Okay, we need the spacing, and here also we can put that to 20, right? Put that to 20, and again we can go to the diagram this, and here also we can use this theme too, right? And go to this size, we can use here percentage. The percentage would be 30%. Okay, let's keep the 60%. Okay, this is the 60 percentage. Okay, and this would be like 10. Okay, and this would be like a border, and this would be like a border radius of 10. Okay, and this would be like 15. Okay, and here we can have the counter value. This would be 25. Okay, and here you can see number suffix. In the suffix we can add 25 plus, and here we can add the year of experience. So we can just add the year of experience here. Okay, go to the counter number value here, and here we can just make this white. Okay, and here also we can just increase and decrease the size of this. Okay, like this we can make this 100, and for the text also we can make this white. Right now we can see we can name this container counter, and we can also make this in the center. Okay, size would be like 50. Now we can just make this like margin. So we can just use the EM value here, and we can just place it to the top, right? And we can just use the image, go to the layout, and we can just make this in the end, top, like this, and go to the counter again, and here we can just put this like this, and to the left we have to push it. We can use the EM value again, and we can just push it to the left. Okay, we can just make this, and we can just, okay, this is going right. Okay, we can just add the EM value like this, and we can EM value. Okay, like, okay, so we have to make this outside, right? So this, okay, this is looking great. Now let's publish. Okay, now let's try to refresh this, and after refreshing, I think this section will be done here. Okay, so you can see this section looking great. Also we can put some gap between this. So right now the gap is a little bit less. Now we can just put this here, and we can just add this 60, this 80, and we can now publish this. Okay, now we can just refresh it. Okay, now you can see this section is also looking great. We have successfully built this also. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this our classes. Now we're gonna move to this section where we have this type of classes. Okay, so you can see we have this at the top. So let's go below, and here we can just add a new container first. Okay, let's add this container, and here we can write this like classes. Okay, so here also we can go to this. Yeah, let's make everything in the center. Okay, so this is we are making for this heading, right? So we have this type of heading here, so we can just click on this, go to size, and here we can write like 100%. and spacing we can have this like 80 padding. Okay, now we can just add a heading, and this heading would say our classes. Okay, go to style, and here we can add the typography as 100, 200, 150. Okay, here we can just add this like 200. Okay, this is 220. Okay, 200. And now what we can do, we can just go to the typography, right? And here we have to just make sure this is white in color, and this should be visible like this only. Okay, now we can just add a new, and we can just go to this, and we can just go to this like spacing. And okay, so this is the classes. Go to spacing, and we don't want in the bottom, right? Okay, now we can just add a new container, and this will have this like. Okay, then we can write class main. Okay, like this. Then we can go to the spacing, and here we can just add to the 80. Okay, and here one more thing we have to do, here we'll go to the background, and here we can just make this like gray. Okay, then we can go to this spacing, and here also we can just make this em value, and this would be like this. And now you can see we have this section, right? So we can just copy this thing here. Okay, and here also we can just add this, and now we can just copy this. And font size would be same. Gonna go to the size. Here we can just make this percentage, and this would be 650, 60. Okay, then we can click here. Okay, now we have to make this type of grids. Okay, now what we can do, we can just search for the grid. Okay, click on this. Here we can make everything center. Then we have this grid option. Okay, go to the layout, and here we can just write like a 3 by 2. Okay, here also we can just make this like a spacing, and this would be 0. Okay, we can add a flexible container. Okay, and here also we can go to the spacing, we can reduce everything to 0. Okay, now you can see we have this like we can put the image here, so let's put the image. Okay, and here also we can just make this to. Okay, and again here also we can just okay, now you can again just put this black color here. Okay, and below that we can put a container here, like below that, and put a container. Okay, layout, here we can just put this. Okay, this is text, and we can just go to this spacing, and here also we can put this to 20. Okay, now we can just go to this box. Here also we can just put some negative value, means more black color, so like this. Okay, and here also we can just okay, here also we can just put this to. Okay, here also we can just make this to layout like center and center, and this would be like typography would be this, and the size would be like 30, or we can make this to 25, and the color would be like white. Okay, let's make this 25 is good, and the typography would be like 500. Okay, everything is looking great. Okay, here also we can make this 60. Let's put this 70, and this will be percentage 80, 90. Okay, this is looking great, and here also we can just add the typography, show more. Here we can put the 1.2 em. Okay, and here also we can make this white. Okay, and here also we can make this like this. Okay, here also you can see we can add this like learn more. Okay, and here you can see, so learn more, let's give a class to this like services BTN, right? And we can just go to the tab background, and here we can just make this like transparent. Okay, and we can go to the typography, and here also we can make this like white. Okay, and the font weight will be like 500. And what we can do, we can just go to this like border, and border width would be 1, and this would be white. Okay, border radius would be 5, 2. Okay, let's put the 5. And one more thing, what we can do, we can just go to this spacing. The padding would be like a 10. Okay, so the padding would be 8, and this would be 15. Okay, and on hover, what we can do, we can just click on this, make this hover. Okay, and here you can see the background, so the background color would be 2, like this. Okay, so this is done. You can see our services is looking almost similar to this, and you can see we don't have any padding and all also. So this is looking great. Now what we can do, we can just put some animation in this, some similar type of animation. Click on this advanced. Here you will find the motion effect, and here also we can put the entrance animation, like let's put the bob animation. Okay, so this is the entrance animation. We don't want the entrance animation, guys, so I think we can go to this image. Okay, and however we want this like bob animation, like this. Okay, so this is looking great. This section is also done. Now what we have to do, we have to just first let's add this section. Here we can add that like here we can put that like 20. Okay, battery is going off. Okay, let's put that 20, and now again we can just go and duplicate everything. Okay, here also we can duplicate this. Okay, let's publish. Okay, now you can see after refreshing, we have this section also ready. I hope you are understanding how to make this type of website using the Elementor version 4. You can see this section is also ready, and this is looking great. You have to just replace all of this content from here. Okay, just replace all of this content. You can also put some more padding here. Okay, all things are yours. You can just like if you want to add more some padding, go to the spacing, here spacing, and you can just increase the size of this like 30. So it will be applied to everywhere, but it is not. So what we can do, we can just try to convert this as a good. So you can see. So it's services inner box like this. And now what we can do, you can just click on this, go to style, and here if you write, you can see this is not applying. So this is the thing. Okay, so these are the things. So right now that's why Elementor version 4 is not ready to use in the production websites. Okay. Let's publish. Okay, so in this way you can just put that things. Okay, so this is looking great. Now let's move to the here. Also, you can see we have too many gaps here. So to fix this, what we can do, we can just click on this, and here also you can remove it to 0. Okay, and here also we can just make this to like this, and here also we can refresh this. Okay, let's start refresh it again. And you can see this is looking great. You have to just replace all of this content, and this section is also looking great. Okay, now let's move to some other section which where we're gonna build like you can just replace all of this content, right? You can replace all of this content. I will give all the links in the video description, so you can just go here and you can just replace all of this content from your side. Okay, so you can just make a design and you can replace all of the content. Okay, now you can see we have to make this type of layout using the Elementor version 4. Then we will make some more designs. Okay, now let's make this. Now let's make this beautiful section where we have this beautiful girl with this image. Okay, now we have to build this. So for that we can go to this. Okay, and here you can see we have to make this layout. Okay, we have to choose this two flex box. Okay, now we can just name this like this is like classes, or you can make this classes 2. Okay, classes grid. Then we can go to this like spacing, and this would be like 80. Okay, then inner one we have this like here we can have the grids, and this is we have none. So for the first one, go to like spacing, and here we can make this 0. And for the second one also we can go to the spacing and we can make this 0. The classes grids. Then what we can do, we can just go to this layout, and we can just make this here like 60. Okay, or we can make this okay, just make this 60, or don't add any value, because in the right section we have nothing. Okay, now we can just go to this, and here you can see close the layout, close the spacing, and here you can see background, right? Go to this, and here we can upload the image of that beautiful girl. Okay, let's see we have the image or not. Okay, so this is the image. So this is full, this is center and center. Okay, and this is cover, and we can just add one more thing, color, and this would be like a black color. Okay, here also we can just have this animation. Grid. Okay, and here we can go to the layout, and here we can add like 2 by 2. Okay, we can go to spacing, and here we can add like 0. Here also we can add one more flexbox container. Okay, so this we can just go to the spacing, and here we can write the 20. Okay, then we have the border, and here also we can add the border radius 10. Okay, here also we can add that theme too, and we can also have this responsive. Let's try to add this responsive. Okay, here we can just make this means transparent, not responsive. So this is done, and here also we can add this like icon. Okay, so this is like a children class, so we can just add some user. We can add some users here like okay, this is looking like children's. We can have this like stacked upstairs, and we can have this rounded. Okay, now what we can do, you can see we have this white color. Okay, and here also you can just add the theme one. Okay, and here also we can add the padding. Okay, like this, and now you can see we have to add the heading here. Okay, this is the box. Click on the layout, and here we can just make things like this. Okay, so this is the children class, and we can just move to this and add the content. Okay, and this is the white, and this would be 15, 25. Okay, we can make this 400. Okay, let's click on this box, go to layout, and here we can just put like 20. We can use this thing here. Okay, and here also we can make this like typography, and this will be white. Okay, like this. Now what we can do, we can just use this duplicate, and this is duplicate. Okay, now we can just put this here like theme one. Okay, and here also we can just make it transparent like this. Okay, now we can just copy this, paste it here, and we can paste it here also. Okay, now we can just add add their content respectively. Okay, then this section is also looking great. This section is also done, and now let's try to make some more sections, and we have successfully copied the theme. You can see this is looking great, and this is also done. Okay, now let's see what more section we can make. So let's make this okay, so let's make this white user section, and after that we will make the client feedback. Okay, then we will finish our website by building the header and footer. Okay, now let's what I'm thinking, let's make the testimonial section, and only we can, and let's and we can skip the rest sections. Okay, now you can, okay, so let's make this section also, right, to skip. So let's go to this layout, and we can build this section now. You can see that we have to build the white user section. So first we can add this layout. Okay, this is 2 section layout, so we can choose this, and here also we can write by us. Okay, then we have this layout, right? Okay, and here also we can go to the sizing, and here also we can just put this 100. Spacing we can put like 80, and this is 1, this is 1, and this is also 2. Okay, and here also we can just go to this like 60. Okay, here we can just make this like 0, and for the second one also we can just put this 0. Okay, now we can just copy this. Okay, we can just put this, and here also we can copy this. Okay, and we can again copy these things. Okay, here we can add the typography to this, and we can have this size to this, 100. Okay, then we can see 101, and here also we can just add the layout, right? We have the 20. Now you can see we have to make this. So these are the icon boxes. Okay, you can use that icon boxes here. Let me show you how. So for that we have to first make the grid, right? We can just add the grid here. Okay, so we have grid inside this one. Okay, and this is 2 by 2, so we can just go to the layout, and this is 2 by 2. Okay, and now we can go to the sizing. Okay, not the sizing, we need the spacing, and we can remove this like 0. Okay, now we can just add the flexbox here. Go to spacing and remove it to 0 also. Okay, now you can see we can add the icon box here. Okay, like this. Okay, now you can see we have to add here no long contract. Okay, and this is also some text for this. Okay, now we can just add like we can just write like file. Okay, and here also we can just make this like golden color. Okay, for the content we can add this black. Okay, and here also we can have this like this. Okay, we can also increase the content. This is looking great. Okay, so this is great. Now we can just go to this hour value, and we can make this black. Okay, for the title we can make this uppercase. So you can see we are making the combinations of both version 3 and version 4, right? So this is looking great. We can also make this like a box, and we can just duplicate this pin 3, and we have the 4. Okay, and you have to just replace all of this content, right? Now let's publish this one so we don't lose any changes. Okay, then refresh this. If I go below, you can see we have this layout. Only one thing is that we can just click on this grid, and in the negative value we can add like 20. Okay, now you can see we have this layout, and here you can see background, and the background would be this, and border radius would be like 20, and the spacing would be like here we can add the padding of like 30. Okay, padding of the 30, and here also we can put like 40, 60. Okay, like this, and we can just copy this here, title, and this we can make this like typography add to white color, and this will say class benefits. Okay, and we can click on this too, go to the layout, make everything in the center. Okay, copy this lot of also. Okay, make everything in the center. Okay, and here also we can put the gap of 20. Then we can have the grid value here. Okay, and here also we can have this like 2 by 2. Okay, now we can just put everything in the center. Okay, let's do one more thing. We have to copy this color. So let's copy this color code. Okay, now we can just go to this box. Okay, here we can just put this. Okay, border radius will be of 10. Okay, now what we can do, we can just go to this right spacing, and here we can just make this 20. Okay, and what we can do, we can just copy this. Okay, now you can see 45%. Here we can write 45% strength. Okay, and the number would be, size of the number would be 45. Okay, we can also increase the title gap to this. Okay, now we can just make this duplicate, and you can just replace this content. Okay, so you can see this is also looking great. This is also done. Now if I refresh it here, you can see. Okay, this section is also looking great. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this client feedback, and we will finish our website with this section then. We have to make this client feedback. So for making the client feedback, okay, let's me add this like okay, let me add this like here clients. Okay, and here also we can make this everything in the center. Okay, then we have here like spacing. In spacing we can put the 80 pixel from the top and bottom. Okay, then we can just copy this from here. Okay, and we can also copy this. Okay, here we can write so let's delete this again. Okay, here we can write testimonials. Okay, and here also we can write client feedback. Okay, then we can put the learner sum also. So let's try to put this. Okay, and here also we can just make this like 16. Okay, now you can see we have to make this slider. So this is the slider. So I think in currently we don't have a version 4 thing carousel, so we're gonna use this carousel only, the default one from the version 3. Okay, here we can write clients, or we can write a review slider. Okay, now we can just go inside this, and here you can see we have everything. Okay, slide on display 3, and slide on scroll we can put this 2. Okay, and this would be 3 browser of our interaction and will be there. Okay, we can put this like. Now we can just add a new flexbox here, or we can use the same other flexbox from the version 3. Let's use this container only. Okay, here we can make this 0. Here also we can make this like a 0, and this will be full width. Like, and inside this we have the box main. Okay, and here also we can make this 0. So the main, this is the main, so we can just click this 30 again. Okay, and here also we can use the gray color, like we can just go here. Okay, so for the gray color, what we can do, we can just copy and paste the gray color from the top here, and we can just go to this like background, and here we can just copy this. Okay, now you can see we have this main, and we can just make this like gray bg. Okay, now we can just add the border of 10, and here also we can use the rating widget here. Okay, and here also we can put the spacing. Okay, now we can just go to this. Okay, and this would be 100. Okay, now you can see we have to make this section. For making this section, we can add a flexbox container. Okay, and this we have image. Okay, person. Spacing, let's make this 0. Okay, then we can add an image. Okay, like this. Here we can use this full width. Okay, and here also we can make this like custom. Okay, and here also we can add this like okay, now we can just place this inside. Okay, we have at the top row. Okay, so what we can do, we can just and here also we can just go to this like spacing. We can make this 0. Also we click on this image, this, and here also we can increase this. Okay, then you can see okay, and so one more issue is that right now you can see that we can use the image box also there. So what we can do, so this is the main. Let's delete this also, and delete this also, right? And here we can search for the image box, right? And here also we can use a Monica Muller teacher. Okay, and here also we can write like Monica Muller, or we can write some number random name, and this way teacher designation, and yeah, then here we can increase the size. Okay, then we have this like uppercase, and we can also go to this box. Right, and we can also have this like icon, this icon. Okay, and this is the quote icon. Okay, and we can increase and decrease the size of this like this. Okay, so this is looking great. Now we can just only go to this content hour, and we can also make this black like this. So this section is good. Now let's duplicate this. We can go to the review slider. So don't duplicate any from here. Go to the review slider, and we can just cross mark the rest like this. And the review slider, we have to make this advanced, and this would be like a 20. Okay, and now this is looking great. Also, one more thing, you have this slider right. Go to this, and gap between slides, we can make this 20. Okay, so this section is also done. Now let's move. Now let's refresh it once, and after refreshing, you can see. Okay, let me refresh this one more time. Okay, now you can see this is loaded very nice. You can see also we have dots. To make the dots better, what we can do, we can just okay, make box. Okay, so we have this I think review slider. Okay, this, and here we have the navigation of the pagination, and space between dots will be size would be 12. Okay, and here also we can make this like golden. Okay, now let's publish this, and after refreshing, you can just go here and see. Okay, so this is looking great. We can just switch between dots, maybe 6, and this would be 10. Okay, so this is done. We can also make this like go to image, and here also we have this border radius. Okay, we can make this 100, and this image box. Okay, and this is a border box, and let's publish. Okay, so this section is also done. Client section is also done. So we have successfully, I think, built a website, and one more 3 sections are left. These 2 sections are under, then we will move to the header and footer. And now let's make this a CT section. So for making the CT section, this is very easy. So now what we can do, we can just add this like this. Okay, here you can see. So we can add just to container. Okay, and we can also rename this like CTA. Okay, then go to layout, and in the layout also we can make like this. Okay, then spacing we can just add 80 pixel. Okay, and also you can see we have this size option here. So in the size we can just add 100. Okay, and now what we can do, we can just go inside, and here in the flex box we can write 1, and this is 2. So in the 1 we can just go to spacing, we can remove all of these paddings. For the second also we can do the same, go to spacing, we remove all of these paddings, right? Okay, now click on this, go to styles, and here you can see the background, right? So we can add this and we can choose a background from here. Okay, like this. Okay, like this, and we can also make this here full, and this would be position center and center, and display size would be cover. Okay, also you can see what we can do. We can have the height of 600. Okay, like this. And also we can just go to the background and we can just add background overlay color also. Okay, here we can just increase the opacity. Okay, this is looking great. Now we can just copy this. Okay, we can just make this white. Okay, and we have the lorem ipsum also. Okay, for the size we have this like 100. Okay, and here also we can have this, we can keep this 20, and let's add one more button. Okay, we can copy this button from the top, and we can just add this button here also. Okay, so this is done. Let's publish this. Now we can just make this section. So let's see. Let me decrease some brightness. Okay, now let's see for this here. And after refreshing, you can see this is done. Now let me add this section. So adding this section, for that what we can do, we can just add a container. Okay, and here we can just add this like clients. Okay, here also we can just add this. For the spacing we can just make this 80. Okay, and for the size we can just add this like 100. Okay, we can just copy this. Okay, and we can just increase this here. Okay, here we can just write okay, here also we can just make this size. For the size we can just have this like 80. Okay, this is 16. Okay, and here also we can write like lines. Okay, and here also we can just add the lorem ipsum value. Okay, now we can just make this grid here. Okay, if I go to the layout, then you can see we have 1 to 4 by 2. So this is 4 and this is 2. And this is the spacing where we can make this 0, right? Then we can add the flashbox here. And what we can do the spacing would be like at 15. Okay, and also we can put everything in the center, so the image will be in the center. Also we have to add this, let's add these dots also, not on our but also it should be visible. So let's keep the border here 1, here like this, border type solid, and border radius will be 10. You can also preview this like this. Okay, now inside this we can put the image. Okay, like this, and this would be full. Okay, now let's put this logo. Okay, now we can just go this, and here you can see we have the CSS filter option. Okay, so now you can see for the saturation we can, okay, here. So here we can just make this like 100. Okay, so I think there is some issues. Okay, let's try to make this okay, and on hover we can make the contrast full. Okay, that's it. Now we can just go to this, and here you can see we have the spacing option. We can just make this like 20, 25. Okay, now we can just duplicate it to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8. Okay, now we can just go here, layout. Okay, here also we can just make this 20. Okay, here also we can make this like 3. Okay, you have to just prepare all this content. I will give you all of these logos, so you can just put it here. Okay, that's all. Now let's see. Now let's go here and see if this is looking great or not. Okay, now let's publish this here. Means let's refresh our website. Now if I go below, you can see our clients are looking good, and also these are looking too much big. So for that, what we can do, we can just go to the custom value here. Okay, and here we can set this to like 70. Now let's see. Oh, 70 is looking good. Now we can just copy this everywhere. Okay, we can just copy this. Okay, and we can also copy this. Okay, now what we can do, we can just now we can just go here and we can just refresh it here. After refreshing, you can see this is looking great, and client section is also done. Okay, so we have successfully built our whole section. Now let's move to the final part of the website where we're gonna build the header footer. Okay, now let's build that build this footer. So for making this footer, what we can do. Okay, now for making the footer, what we can do, we can just go to the media library, and from here we can open a theme builder. Okay, let's open a theme builder. Okay, open the theme builder. Okay, now you can see here you can see you have to build this. So let me see, footer is loading. Now we have this here, so let's go to this footer part, and here we can just write footer. Okay, now you can see we have this type of footer design. Also, so first we can see we have okay, so for that first we have to add this container. So let's add this container. Okay, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 sections are there, so we can just put this 4 section. Okay, simple, and we can just add this footer one. Okay, now we can go to this background, and here also we can set this as black color. Okay, and also what we can do, we can just go to the spacing, and here also we can set this to 80, right? And also you can see for the spacing we can use this like a 60. Let's set this 60. Okay, and let's go inside this, and here we can have this 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. So for the 1, you can see we have the spacing as 0, and for the 2 we have the spacing as 0. Okay, for the third also we can have the spacing 0, and then for the last one we can have the spacing 0. Okay, now you can see we have this, so this is the 20. Now you can see we want that icon. Okay, the name of our website is Iron Empire. So for making the logo we can use this. Okay, let's add the here number. Okay, and the name of our website is Iron Empire. Okay, now we can just make this to golden, and we can increase the size of this. Okay, here also we can make this, and we can just increase the size of this. Okay, we can also make this 700, and this would be uppercase. Okay, now you can see. Okay, now you can see what we can do. We can just add the. Okay, so now you can see you can just copy these things from this. Okay, so we are copying that container to here. Okay, that is copying. Copy, and then we can go to this and paste. You can see now we can just make this typography, and we can just make this white, and this is also make this long option. Go to typography, and here also we can make this like size would be 100. Okay, so this is the first one, and here also we can make this 20. Okay, then we can search for the social icons. Okay, and here also you can see for the social icons you can just add one more thing here. Let's suppose if you want to add the Instagram, you can search the Instagram here and you can add it like this. Okay, now you can see colors are not looking great, so you have to match from this. Okay, now for the custom color we can use the primary color as black, and you can just make this here like this, and for this color we can use this golden. Okay, let's increase the size of this like this. Okay, now also you can see in the hover we can just make this fully black, and we can also make this white. Oh, looking great. And also we have this hover grow animations. Okay, and the spacing would be like 10. Okay, let me add entire site conditions, and now let's go here and we're gonna refresh this. After refreshing, you can see it is started rendering here. Now let's do one more thing. Click on this, go here, and here we can put some 20. Okay, now we can add this company. Okay, now let me add a heading here. Do one thing, go to footer and make this at the start, so everything will be at the top. So here we can write like company. Okay, company, and here also we can make this like white. Okay, here also we can make this 22. Okay, here also we can make this list. Okay, here also we can make this list as 20, 30. Okay, here also we can just make this like a home. Okay, and here also we can make this about us. Here you can see we have these arrows, right? So we can also use the arrow like you can use this arrow anywhere, any arrow if you want. So let's use this. Okay, here also we can use about. Okay, here also we can write services, leadership article. Okay, so we can just try add some dummy links here. You can just make your own links better on. Okay, here also you can put the icon and all the links here below. Okay, now go to this icon. For the icon we are using like this. Increase the size of this. Okay, and for the text we are using this like. Okay, and here also we can just like that. Okay, here you can see two things are there, so we can go to layout, and here we can just enter the gaps like 35. Okay, now we can just remove this. We can just duplicate this. This is 3, and here we can write support, and this will be contact us. Okay, here also we can change the link like contact us. This is ticket support FAQ, so here we can write like ticket support and FAQ. Online support, we can write like online support here. Okay, online support, and we can delete this. Okay, now you can see on hover we are getting these colors, so here we have to add that. Let's go. Text on hover we can add this light golden, and here also we can add it light golden. Okay, you can also I think we can. Okay, now you can see we have this one, right? So let's do one thing. Let's copy this, and we can copy this here. Okay, and this is like sign up for the newsletter, so we can write this. Here also you can see the black color is different, so let me pick the color. Okay, and here also we can just go to the footer and go to the background color. Okay, like this. So this is looking great. Delete this. Okay, now you can see we have 4 values here, so let's give some there. Okay, so if I give 30 and 30 to this, to 60 and 20 20. Okay, let's give this value like we can go to this like width, and here we can give the 30, and for the last one also we can give that value to the 30. Okay, and this will have like this will have 20, and this will also will have. Okay, this will also we have 20. Right, this is looking great. Now if I go and see, it is refreshing. Okay, let's try to refresh it again. It is not refreshing. Refresh. So now you can see when we're refreshing it, you can see this is looking great. Okay. Okay, let's do one thing. Let me go to this. Here you can see we have 30. Let's make this 50, 30. And for this text, I'm gonna put this 60. Let's see after previewing. Okay, this is too small. Let's make this 70. Okay, so now you can see by going to this and this 90. Okay, now you can see we have to add the form. Okay, so for the form we can just use the form tag here. Okay, and you can see name, email, sign up will be there. name, email, and this will be not there, and this will be 50%, and this will be also 50%. Okay, label is not required, and here we have like 35. So for the fourth one also we can have like 31, 35. Okay, now you can see for the fourth one we can just put like layout size we can increase like 40. If I increase the 40 or 35, let's see, we can also increase the 40. Okay, we can go here and increase this 40. This is also looking great. Now you can see here we have the name, email, sign up. We can have this here. Okay, go to the button, and here also we can make this to like theme 1. Okay, here also we can make this like submit. Okay, we can also publish this. Now you can see we have to make this copyright section. Okay, so for that we can just add this container. Okay, and here also we can just make this like black. Okay, for the spacing what we can do like okay, we can also add this 60, and we don't want to add this at the top like 30, and we can also keep in the bottom like 30. Okay, and here also we can put the copyright thing. Okay, here also we can add the copyright. Okay, this is the copyright 2026, and here we can write like Iron Empire. Iron Empire already reserved. Okay, and at last you can see here the presented by, so we can delete this. Okay, like this. Now you can see at here we have the copyright section, means this links also. We can paste it and we can make this like this. So these are terms and service, privacy policy, and cookie policies. All right, terms of service. Okay, this is like privacy policy, and cookie policy, right? Okay, then publish. Okay, now we can just go here, and here we can also have the space between 30. Okay, now let me go here and refresh this. After that, you can see our footer is also looking great. Okay, this is looking really nice. So our footer is ready, everything is ready. We can, let's try to add some. We can add the borders, I think. Okay, so there is no option to add this type of things right now. Effects, blend mode, transition. Okay, so this is done. Okay, this is done. Now let's move to the next section, final section, where we're gonna build this header. Okay, this is the beautiful header. So let's start. We will keep this menu in the center, so this button will have some spacing. This is not looking great. Okay, let's go. And now let's go to this appearance, go to these menus, and here we're gonna add some menus. Like if we go to the website, you can see we have like about home, about, and this is like values, home, about, values, classes, services. Okay, let's put here, we can put the final menu. Okay, create menu. Here we can write put home, Okay, we can put this about. We can use the CSS editor link to the section about. Okay, and we can put here classes. Okay, also we can put here services. Okay, also you can see here we have all this section. Here we can add the reviews, testimonials, and we have here like contact. Okay, we can write like contact. Okay, then save the menu. Okay, now let's go to this, and here also we can open the theme builder. Okay, let's add the header. Okay, let me keep open this footer and header because we will make the responsive at last. Okay, and we'll try to add some animations also. Okay, now you can see header is there. You can just go here and you can just remove all of these things. Header. Okay, now we can just add this like a row. Okay, I think there is one more issue that if I drag and drop the WordPress menu. Okay, now this is working. So we can name this header. Okay, and this is like this. Okay, now in footer we can copy this. Go to header, paste this, and this. So the header I think have the color. Okay, the same black color. So we can just copy this color from here. Okay, let's go to header, and here also we can just put this background color. Okay, here also we can just make this to 25. And the icon would be also like 30. Okay, let's put the gap of 5. And here also you can put the gap of like 5. Okay, we have this, so we can also put the gap of, I think, space between is added here, right? Okay, no, we have to put the gap inside this icon list. Okay, let's save this. So bar, so footer. Okay, so if we can go this, and here also we can do some things like we don't want to add the text row, only none. Here we can make this like a site center. Okay, that's all. And on hover we only want those colors. So now we can just go here and make this uppercase, make this full white. Okay, now let's decrease this. Okay, here also we can make this golden. Okay, you can also increase the size of this to like 35. Okay, you can just play how many size you want like this. Okay, now we want a button, so let's copy this button. Okay, you can just copy and paste this section to like this, and here also we can have this button one. Button one is there, and we have the spacing right. We don't want this at the top padding. Okay, just we need to adjust something like we can do. We can just make this like this, and here we can just put 10. Well is good, but at the top we can put the 8 like this, and here also we can put like 20. So I hope this will affect the whole buttons. Okay, that's it. Add condition entire site, save and close. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, now if I go to the top, you can see our this thing is looking great. Only one thing is that we don't add the the size is that we can put that to 100%, and the position and the spacing is like we can just add this, and here also we can put 60 and 60 pixel. 60 pixel. Okay, let's publish. Now we can just go here and refresh. Okay, now you can see this is looking great. Only one thing is that the gap is looking too bad, so let's move this default one. And here also we can delete the gap of make it default one. Okay, publish. If you want to add this sticky, you can also add this sticky. So I think we have the position sticky, and the top would be 0 pixel. Okay, I don't know why this don't work here. Okay, the position would be sticky, top would be like 0 pixel. Okay, I think in Elementor version 4 we can make this sticky. There will be some more other method. Okay, I will try to figure it out. Also, if you know, you can tell me in the video description. Okay, you can see now this website is fully working and this is really looking great. Okay, now let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna make the responsiveness of this. First, we're gonna build the footer responsive. So you can see we have this type of thing. So you can make the responsive for the tablet, and so let's make these things. Okay, now you can see we can just go to the footer one. So we can go to the layout and we can make everything like this. Okay. So making responsive is we can go to the spacing. Here we can just make this like a 20. Okay, looking great. And for the top we can add 60. And here also we can add 60. Okay, and for this we can add this value. And here also we can put the 20. Okay, here also we can put this 20. Okay, so you can see footer is done responsiveness and we are very fast in that. Okay, let's now go to the header. Here also you can do the responsive like in the header we can go to the layout, right? And here also we can just do it like this. Okay, so we don't want to show the button, so we can just go to this like here we can just hide this display conditions. Okay, this is a display condition. Okay, let's see, we can hide this from here. Okay, and layout. Okay, let's first do one thing. Let's go to this, and here we can make this. Okay, so first we have to remove that spacing. Okay, we can make the spacing of 20, right, from all the ends. Then go here. Here we can remove the size to that 25, and text also we can just remove this to 18. This would be 1.1. Okay, then we have the WordPress menu. Here we have the toggle button, and this will be like this. Okay, and when we hover, click on this will appear. Okay, so for the drop down we can just go to this, and here also we can make this like white, and make this like white golden. Okay, and here also we can just make this here 15. Okay, here also we can just make this like 13. Okay, here also vertical, for the vertical padding we can just add this. Okay, here also we can just make this like this. And for the horizontal padding, like this. Let's publish. Now we can refresh it. Let's see if we don't match the design in here. Okay, now let's refresh it again. So there is some issues. I think the network is not working. Okay, let's try to refresh. Okay, now you can see this is looking great. And you can see we have to hide this button, so we can just click on this button. Okay, you can go to the layout section. Here you will find this display none. Okay, so when you do the display none, it will hide in the mode. Okay, now you can see we can just increase the number 22, and icon size also we can increase this to like this. Okay, now let's publish. So I think header and footer is already responsive. Let's see, we can refresh it again. Let me make this a little bit less. Okay, now we can go to this and we can just click on this mobile simulator, and here also we can just icon 40 max. Let's see, our header is I think you can see this is responsive, so we don't not able to see this. So what we can do, we can just click on this header and here go to this, and here you can see the layout, right? Spacing is also there, position. So, okay, so make this static only, and the index only work. Now let's see, let's refresh. So now let's see that the button toggle menu is working or not. You can click on this, so you can see, okay, so that is working, but that is coming like this because we will fix that. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's first make everything responsive, then we will move that. Okay, so now let's make this responsive. So for making this section, what we can do, we can just go to this hero, right? And here you can see we can just put it 20. Okay, like this 20, and we can just make this here 16, and for the bottom also we can make this 16. Okay, then we can have this left. Okay, now we can just add this heading. Here in the typography we can add like 35. So like this. I think for the left value. Okay, we can go to this layout. We can make like this. This is already done. Okay, we can just go to this right, and in the bottom we don't want this value, so let's make this 0. So we'll have this like, okay, this is done. Now we can have this OBR section. Here also we can make this. Okay, there is also spacing, so we can fix this by 20, and at the top we can add 60, and below also we can add 16. Okay, you can just change the content, and if you want you can just make this like -2, so we can have this -8, and this is 2, and for the bottom also. Okay, we can just add the value like Okay, like this, and we can just make this here like this. So now if you want to change the size of this, you can just click on this, go to typography, and in mobile you can put this to 35. Okay, so it will work 35 for the mobile, and rest it will be same for all screens. So now you can see here, let me put the 20. Okay, and here also we can just make this to 60, and here also we can make this to 60. Let's see, and let's see, we have the top value here. Okay, here also typography will have this, and the value of this also will be 35. Okay, 35 is applied everywhere, you can see, because we are using the class here. And here we can make this like 100. Okay, so this is looking great. So now we can click on this top, and this is the grid. Okay, so now what we can do, we can just click on this values, and we can just make this like this, and here we can write like 300. Let's see 300 is will work or not. Okay, we need some nodes, 600, 800. Okay, this is looking great. Now we can go to the classes, and here also we can put like this, and here also you can put the 40. Here also we can put the 20, and this would be 60 at the top and the 60 below. Okay, and we can just make this layout. In layout we can just go to the size, and here also we can put this 60, 70. Typography we can just go to this font size counter. We can just add the number, and here also we can decrease the size. Okay, and here also we can just make this. Okay, and for this image we can just minimize the height to 300 for the smaller screens. Okay, and in the layout you can see top we don't have any spacing, so we can just go to the spacing, and we can just add some values to the 100. Okay, 50. Okay, now here you can see we can add this like 20. Heading is like we can add the typography. Font size would be 20. Okay, we can see this, so we can just change the size of this. Okay, now you can see we have this here, class, and this would be 20 from all sides. And heading, I think we have some values here added, that's why it is going down. So you can just click on this first, go to the typography, and we can increase the size of this. We have this class behind. Let's keep this to 50 only, and then we can just go to this. Okay, here we have this value like this. Okay, you can just add this value, okay, like this. Now we can just go to the class main, and here we can have like 20, and we can just make this 60 at the top, 60 here also. Yes, and we can also size would be 100. Okay, this is looking great. You can just decrease the size of this. Go to the typography, and here also you can decrease the size. Okay, but this is looking great. So let's go below. Let me publish this one so you don't lose any changes. And this is the class grids. Go to the layout, and here also we have the spacing here. We can add the 20, and for the grid we can have this 100%. Okay, then why we are getting this much thing? Let's say we can go to the size. Okay, there is one issue that we are using grid and grid. Let's go to the layout, and we can make this in a column. Okay, that is the issue. Okay, now we can go to the spacing, and here we can just add 60. 60. Okay, now you can see we have this wire section. You can also make this here like this. Okay, here also we can we have the spacing here, so we can make this 20. We can make this like 60 at the top and 60 at the bottom also. Okay, this is looking great. We can also make this like like this, but I think this is looking great, or we can use this also. Okay, here also we can make this. You have to just change the content of this, Now we have this thing, so here also we can make this like a 30. Okay, this is already done. We can place it like smaller also. We can go to the grid and go to the layout, and here you can see we have the 2 by 1. Okay, like this, and we can also make this like 20. So, and if you want, you can also make this smaller by clicking on this, and this would be 35. You can just copy this. Okay, like this. Now let's save this. Okay, now we can make this testimonial, so we can have this spacing like a 20. Okay, and this would be 60 at the top also, and this would be 60 at the top also. And now here we can just make this width to 100%. Okay, and this thing is already done. I hope we can fix this. So you can just increase the size and decrease the size of this, and this is also looking good. So you have to just make this for all. Okay, now we have this thing, so we can go to the layout, and we can also make this like this. Height would be 300. Okay, let's keep the height of 500, or we can keep the height of 400. Let's see. Let's try to fix this spacing. $60, and this is the 60 also. Okay, we can display none this, and now you can see we have this height. Okay, now you can see this is looking great. polish, and you can also make the background of this to okay. So now let's move to this client section. Let's publish this one client section here, and here also we can go to this spacing, and here also we can just put this 20. Here also we can make this 60, and this is also 60. Okay, here also we can put this 100. For this also we can go to style, size. This is 100. Okay, and here also what we can do, we can just go to the layout, and this is 2. Okay, 150. Okay, here also we can just put these values. Okay, let's publish. So you can see we have successfully built our website. Homepage is also ready. Header footer is also ready. Now let's see the responsive part. Okay, now let's go here and refresh. Okay, I think there is some issue with my screen. Now you can see this is looking great. Okay guys, we have successfully built our whole website. This is fully working responsive. There is little bit gap, but you can let's go here. We have to put this letting the gap less. Okay, here you can see where is that gap, bro. Okay, we have this gap in these classes, so we can just go to this, and here we can just add the 500. Okay, 500 bottom padding. Rest you can see everything is looking great. Okay, here we have this text also, and this here you can just replace all of this content. Okay, let's see here. This is also looking great. These sections are also testimonial is also looking great. And this is also looking great. Here we don't have this button. Why? Let's see why not. And last you can see everything is done. So we can just okay, so this is also looking great. I think we have this one, one is empty, so we can just go to the layout and display none. And for the second one, we have this button. Okay, let's publish. Okay, so we have successfully built our whole website, guys. This is looking really great. I will put the link in the video description to buy this kit. Okay, so you can buy this kit and you can follow. You can. Okay, so I think this is working because we have made this none at the top. Okay, so what we can do, we can just duplicate this here, and we can just remove this, and we can just remove this class. Okay, let's remove this class, and this is and here we can write btn2. Okay, and here we can make this display flex. Okay, let's publish. Okay, now I think the button will be visible here. Okay, now let's go and refresh it one time. And adding the animations is very easy. You can just add the animations. Okay, now you can see if I go below. Okay, we have this now. This is looking great. Okay, so we have successfully built our whole website, and this is really looking great. Okay, we can also use this CSS ID which we have added. Like, let's see. So now you can see that we have successfully built our whole website. Now only we have to link these CSS classes. So you can see we have this about here. So we can just copy this and let's link this section wise. So like we have this about us section, so we can just go to this here in the general tab. You can put the ID. Okay, then we have this classes. Okay, here you can see you can just put this here classes. Okay, so you can link your section anywhere, wherever in which section you want to link. Here we can add this in the services. Okay, and now we can add the testimonial also. Okay, so in this way you can just link your sections. So now we have this here testimonial. Testimonial, and also we have the contact. So let's see and refresh. So we have successfully completed our whole website. The website is done. I hope you understand how to make this awesome website using the latest version of the Elementor version 4 atomic elements. Okay, all the links in the video description are put. All the images are there. If you want to follow along this video, all the images are there. You can download the images for free. Also, if you want to buy this kit, we are selling this kit at very affordable rates. All the links are in the video description. Okay, let me refresh this one more time. I am using this local to record the video, so that's why there is some issues I think in the local. Else you can see the website looking great. We can move to their respective section also. The class is also working, service is also working, okay, testimonial is also working, and contact. Okay, we have not put the contact. Okay, so I hope you understand how to make this awesome website. If you are new to our channel, like and share our video with your friends, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna see you next time.